Oh, man, come on, get it. Hurry. Oh, damn, what is this? What is going on? Just go back. Yeah, that's more like it. This is the Short Sports Show with your host, Daniel Short. Oh, really? That's what I'm going to get? Welcome to the Short Sports Show. I'm your host, Daniel Short. Today is Wednesday, July 20th, 2016. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on the show. We have a jam-packed show for you guys. College football news, the NFL, and of course the NBA. Just a ton of college football news, obviously, with media days have been happening. And of course, the Big 12 is the main news, the popular news. And I'm excited. We're going to talk about that as well as some other stuff. So, along with that, first off, again, thank you for coming on to the show. Today is the last day that you can buy the Short Sports Show t-shirts, jackets. I mean, I know some places it's kind of cold, so if you want to get ready for winter, you can buy a jacket as well, the Short Sports Show. We got also short sleeve, no sleeves, men's and women's, all over the board. Check it out, the Short Sports Show. It is the last day. Only, I believe, 13 hours from the time of this recording at 8 a.m. So 13 more hours, and it's all over with. I will not have anything, no apparel, until probably football season. And when I mean football season, I mean like week 6, week 7, week 8, somewhere around there, mid-season. Is when we'll do something again. It'll be a completely brand new design. This is the last and only design of this one, where it says "Make Sports Radio Great Again." It's awesome. I hope you guys go and get it. Again, it is an awesome T-shirt for you guys to support the show. And if you buy it, there is a really good chance, because we didn't sell that many, once you get your shirt, you tweet a picture of you wearing it or holding it. And you will be on the show. Exactly. It's an easy ticket to get on the show. Buy the shirt, wear it, snap it, tweet it, gram it, book it, whatever you want to use on social media. Tweet the Short Sports Show. Send me showing me that you guys have it. Any apparel. It doesn't just have to be a t-shirt. It could be the jacket if you want. And men or women. And you have a chance to be on the show, and I'm not just saying some small little pre-recorded stuff. We'll get into it. We talk about sports. We talk about whatever. So we got that. So, again, follow me on Twitter at Short Sports Show. Become a fan on Facebook, The Short Sports Show. And what else? I went to the Texas High School Coaches Association, one of the meetings. I wasn't able to make the main presentation thing of, they have Monday through Wednesday. Today would be the last day. But I did go to a Sunday thing, and it was for athletic directors and coaches. And it was really good overall, talking about sports and how we have professionalized youth sports. And when I mean youth sports, it's anything from high school on down. And how apparently I didn't even see this. As a journalist, I didn't see this, and I was upset because this is just crazy. So check this out. There's one thing that stuck with me. I mean, there's many things that did. But one thing I took back that was just absolutely crazy was that apparently there was an article on Sports Illustrated at some point, and it wasn't that long ago too. It was about maybe 2 months, 3 months ago max, that they did a ranking of who is the top pitcher, and I believe it was men and women, or excuse me, I should say boys and girls, because it was who is the top pitcher in the country that is 4 years old. A 4-year-old. They are ranking 4-year-olds. And I'm not taking this out on Sports Illustrated or any other media outlets. What I'm saying is that is crazy that we have, as a society, I mean, there's already a lot of stupid and crazy things that have been happening that we've accepted. But this should not be something we should accept and be okay with. A 4-year-old, we're ranking 4-year-olds around the country on who's the best pitcher at 4 years old? I'm sorry, that's too far. That's way too far. Youth sports is now an $8 billion industry. $8 billion for youth sports. There there are youth programs and little leagues and stuff like that that have better uniforms and better equipment than majority of the country's varsity high school programs. And I'm not saying it's not good that our youth are protected and have good gear. That is awesome. That's great. They need it. But the fact that they have, more and better equipment than majority of the United States high school varsity teams, that's a problem. And I'm not just talking about football. I'm talking about sports all across the board. That's seriously a problem. So it was really just talking about how we need to take away the professionalism in a way that we're professionalizing the youth sports. Make sure that we are developing them, their inner character and their morals more than what we're just trying to develop them on the field and on the court. So it was really interesting, and when you hear it, you start thinking, wow, that's kind of common sense. I mean, I've been, maybe you are saying that, I do that. I make sure that, it's not all about wins and losses and all the other stuff, and we're treating them, or we're teaching them the good things. But if you look at it, there's a good portion that is not doing that at all across the board. Because obviously when you get into the NFL, it is about winning. They are getting paid to win. College, it's somewhat getting towards that, and if it does get to that, this is when the discussion about paying college players should start happening, and maybe we could, still develop them as young men, because they're still kids in college. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to share that on the show, and I want to get your guys' take on it. But it is crazy. It's crazy to see that, to think that now youth sports is an $8 billion industry, and how professionalized we've made youth sports. And there's got to be a change. I mean, there's got to be a lot of change in everything right now, but there's some things that, it's crazy. All right, as always, we start off with college football news first, and this week we have lined up is Stedman Bailey. Now, he was obviously a Los Angeles Rams wide receiver, but after a tragic incident that had him shot twice in the head while sitting in his car back in November, football has been really off the books. Now, he will join the West Virginia staff as a student assistant coach, and Dana Holgorsen announced Sunday that Bailey will join the coaching staff and that he'll enroll as a full-time student to complete his bachelor's degree in multidisciplinary studies. And the Rams, they have placed him on a non-football injury reserve list so he could stay around the team, and he wasn't really, I guess you could say he was coaching them a little bit, but he was just, staying around the team, trying to get him back in shape, but not really doing any football-type drills. And he has not been cleared to play football at all. Despite the workouts, multiple opinions, he hasn't been cleared to play. But he was present for the Rams OTAs in June, and he was just helping them out. So now he is going to be with West Virginia. And I think this is a really smart move by Stedman Bailey, by Dana Holgorsen, and West Virginia overall, because it was him and Tavon Austin that just dominated the Big 12 when they were there, and dominated college football. And for them to even be teammates in the NFL, and sadly that obviously didn't work out too well for either one of them so far. This is just a good move for him, going to West Virginia, going back home, getting his degree, and maybe finding a new career that's still with football, but now in coaching and with wide receivers. So, he's got a lot of knowledge he could pass on through these young wide receivers at West Virginia. And since they run the same offense, could be perfect. Another Alabama offensive lineman was arrested. Alphonse Taylor was arrested and charged with driving under the influence, according to records from the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Department website. Now, Taylor remained in Tuscaloosa County Jail early Sunday afternoon on a $1,000 bond. A jail official didn't have any details on his arrest, other than it was just a DUI. This is the problem. Taylor is now the third Alabama player arrested this offseason. Of course, Cam Robinson, the other left tackle, for the Crimson Tide, and defensive back Hootie Jones. They were arrested in mid-May, and we talked about this last week. I went on my rant about how we need to draw the line somewhere, and they both got off the hook. And it looks like they're about to get off the hook with Nick Saban, because a lot of people are saying that they're not going to get suspended, which is shocking. It really is. So, but Alphonse Taylor, he has been suspended indefinitely from the team. I'm a little lost here. I'm a little lost. DUI and drugs and weapon charges, a stolen weapon. I mean, they got to be on the same parallel. I mean, they really do. I get it. Cam Robinson, Hootie Jones, they weren't driving the car. They were parked. Okay. One of them still had a unregistered gun, and they had weed on them. They had drugs, and I get it. People want it legalized. Cool, if that's your opinion. But right now, it's not. We got to follow the rules. They were both left off the hook. Taylor, drinking and driving, under the influence. And yes, that is terrible. It's stupid that people drink and drive. It happens. And he's suspended. Now, here's one of the question marks here and what Nick Saban's doing. And a lot of people don't question Nick Saban, and rightfully so. But Taylor's a backup right now. He started last year, but a lot of people are saying that he was going to be a backup. And the other guys, those are starters. Now, Hootie Jones, he's been back and forth. He's kind of just a role player right now. But it's crazy to see that a backup player will get suspended for something that's somewhat on the same par, I would think. Maybe it's a little bit worse, and it's still all bad, but he's going to get suspended. One-star player, an offensive tackle, Cam Robinson, and Hootie Jones, a role player, not suspended. They're going to face internal discipline, but, quote, would have a chance to play in the season opener against USC, end quote. That is a problem. That is a problem. No one has said anything. I'm a little surprised. I don't hate Alabama. I don't hate Nick Saban. I don't hate these players. But, again, you have to draw the line somewhere. And right now, there's no line. I don't know what the punishment truly is. Apparently, drinking and driving will get you suspended. But having a gun and smoking weed in the car, that is okay. We'll still let you play. You might have to do a little bit of harder workouts. But, I mean, you're an all-SEC left tackle. You should be able to get those done pretty. It's going to be tough, but you should be able to get those done. I mean, I'm repeating the question. I need an answer. Where do we draw the line for these players? All across the country. Because they are letting things slip badly. And one small thing, if you want to view it as small, will lead to something bigger. Whether now in the 3 to 4 years they're in college, or if they get the chance to go to the NFL, or even when they're unsupervised and they're just out in life. What type of example are you setting? You might view it as small now. It could lead to something bigger, and most likely will lead to something bigger at some point in their life if it's not corrected now. I mean, it's common sense, right? You wouldn't let your kid do it, so why let your football players do it? Those are supposed to be almost like your kids. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just asking. That's all I am. I'm just asking. TCU running back Sean Nixon and a former ESPN 300 recruit who performed well in the 7 starts at receiver last year after crazy injuries to my TCU team. He will miss the season with an injury. Yeah. Season hasn't even started, and we still have the injury bug at TCU. He's now the second player we have out for the season that have just been in workouts. Coach Gary Patterson said on Monday at the Big 12 Media Days, and TCU did not disclose any specific nature of the injuries, but rumors swirled at the end of last week that Nixon had tore his ACL and or MCL. and said that he was going to be out for the year. Next thing you know, we hear Monday, Coach P talks up, Nixon's out for the year. So I'm not saying that's what it is, but the rumors were right earlier. This might be the right injury too. And if so, he did the same thing before his freshman year at TCU and took a red shirt that year. So Nixon had torn his ACL before his freshman year and had to take a red shirt that year, and now it happens again. And Nixon, we were looking at, because obviously Aaron Green is gone from our running back, so him and Kyle Hicks were kind of going to be the guys that take over. Now Nixon's out. Because I think now we're good at wide receiver depth. We have like 16 wide receivers. So some of those guys, they better be able to play better. So Nixon, he had caught 47 passes for 501 yards, a rush for 16 times and 66 yards as a redshirt freshman. He led the Horned Frogs in receptions with 9 in their triple overtime Alamo Bowl win over Oregon and threw a 29-yard touchdown in TCU's victory over Texas. Again, he was expected to work in 2016 as the backup to junior Kyle Hicks, who rushed for 226 yards and 3 touchdowns last season. So now TCU has lost their 2 top rushers from a year ago in Aaron Green and Trevon Boykin. But TCU did get something good out of all of this. Former Michigan running back Derek Green has officially transferred to TCU for his final year of eligibility. And from what not from what I've seen, because he hasn't had a whole lot of playing time, but what I've viewed and read the stats, or not the stats, but his body frame, we might have got a monster. Now, he'll of course be eligible to play immediately as a graduate transfer this year. And in his Michigan career, he rushed for 47 times. 212 times, 898 yards, and 7 touchdowns in 3 years. Last season, he rushed for 47 times and 157 yards. He'll compete against, of course, in the Horned Frogs backfield that we desperately need some help now. At first, I was a little bit confident. I understood the other media was saying, oh, well, they don't have, the running backs are questionable. And I was like, no, that's what they always say, and we always produce. And I believe that. I think we'll still produce, but it is a little, Sean Nixon would have been helpful this year. But now we got Derek Green, who is in no relation to Aaron Green whatsoever. But this will be something special. Derek Green, he might come in pretty, very quickly and get some work in. So I'm excited for Derek Green to come in here. And he's 6 foot, 220 something pounds. Man, we need a bulldozer. And it'd be something because Kyle Hicks is kind of the slasher. And then you have Javoris Johnson, who is another power guy, just fumbles a whole lot. Derek Green will be another power guy. And I believe we got some speedster. Another one. I can't think of his name right now. I know. I call myself a TCU fan. Can't think of his name. LSU football coach Les Miles said, quote, "My heart hurts for Baton Rouge and what's happened in our community over the past couple of weeks, including Sunday's shooting in the city, which left 3 police officers dead and 3 more injured. The shootings took place less than 2 weeks after the death of 37-year-old Alton Sterling, a black man who was killed by white police officers in Baton Rouge after a scuffle at a convenience store. Sterling's death, which sparkled protests nationwide, as we've all seen, which followed days later the killings of 5 Dallas police officers by a sniper during one of those protests. In a statement, Les Miles went on to say, quote, "My thoughts and prayers are with the families of those officers who lost their lives or were injured today in what was a senseless act. I continue to pray for peace, compassion, and civility as our city mourns during this extremely sad time for Baton Rouge." Now, he wasn't the only one. The main star of Baton Rouge and LSU is, of course, Leonard Fournette. And the team star running back and Heisman Trophy candidate wrote on Twitter, quote, "Pray harder every day." And in a separate tweet, he said, "Our kids have to grow up in this generation." Yeah. Tyrann Mathieu, now a star safety for the Arizona Cardinals, tweeted, quote, "Lord have mercy on us. You can never fight right with wrong. That is true. So hopefully this whole situation, we'll come together. And the good thing is, sports is the best remedy for all of this. I mean, you look at everything that's happened, and when we think of barriers being broken, you think of Jackie Robinson. You think of Remember the Titans movie and the true story. If you were able to, actually read the book and read the stories about it. And every high school in every state, whether from the South or all the way across the board, and you continue to read what everybody's done. Sports brings everyone together. There's not a coach out here, majority of coaches out there, that don't look to see, all right, is that player what race? No one does that. No one does that. I don't do it. It's just viewing each other equal. It's not a hard thing to do at all. I mean, I have no one around me that I know that has personally just been straight up racist towards someone. No one that I truly know, that even just knowing their name is what I'm saying. I was in school one time. There's one kid who said something that was basically racist towards Hispanics. I took offense, said something, didn't get in a fight. Let's get in a fight. Told the teacher. Moved on with our lives. That was it. Never heard that kid say another thing, racism at all throughout that year. It's viewing each other equally. Yes, every life matters. Black lives matter. Cops' lives, blue lives matter. It's that simple. It really is. It's not a hard thing to view someone as just an individual and based off what they do every day. That's it. For me, if I'm looking to hire someone, if I'm looking to be friendship with someone, business relationship with someone, I'm viewing them on how they act every single day. Are they positive? And I'm not saying you have to have a smile all across the face the whole time. No. Are you positive? Are you upbeat? Do you have a tough, strong work ethic? Are you willing to go in to work every day? Basically, this is what I've lived by. My father is the greatest example, and I'm glad he told me every single day he would drop me off at school. He would just tell me, have a good day, stay positive, time will go by fast. That's what he told me every day. But he also said that when you walk in, when you go through that door, whether it's work, school, someone else's home, and even your own home, your problems are left at the door. When you walk in there, it's brand new. No matter what you are going through, even if it's the toughest thing, whether you lost someone so very close to you, you go in to that room, that building, whatever it is, with a positive attitude, wanting to work hard, and pushing forward. That is it. I never went to school just complaining about my problems, or if whatever problems I did have, because I'm not perfect. I do have my own problems. I do have my own struggles. I do get upset about things. But I'm never going to just go out and take it out on someone that has no idea what's going on. I mean, we all know that we battle with stuff every single day. And there are many things, and the majority of the things we battle with, we don't tell anyone else. We don't. We just don't. Man, woman, doesn't matter. So it's just being positive and pushing forward. I keep repeating it because it's common sense, yet so few do it. So, again, when I see someone, I do not see color at first. I see an individual. And then we start talking. And I'm not straight up just asking, okay, hey, what are your goals? What are you doing to achieve your goals? No, you can read somebody by how they talk and how they act and what they do. We're all different. And that's it. I mean, but we're all equal. We're all unique. And I won't get into religion, but, you know, I'm a religious guy. I am Christian. And not saying that if you're not, then you're automatically wrong or you view things different ways. But what I view is that we are all equal. We're all individuals. We're all unique. We're here for a special purpose, whatever that might be. My calling might be sports radio. It might not. It could be completely something different, and I'm okay with that. And I'm willing to stay positive and push forward. That's it. I mean, it's that simple. It is that simple, yet so few do it. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep pushing forward. It's not hard, and life is not supposed to be what we've been seeing on the media the past few days. I guarantee you that. That is not life, and no, the world's not coming to an end. No, we're not going to have another civil war. It's just clickbaits and media just trying to straight out just upset you. Because guess what? When you're upset, you're most likely to comment, you're most likely to share, and guess what that does for them? More views, more money. That's what it does. And I'm not saying all media is bad, and that's all what they're trying to do. No government conspiracy or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's how it works. And if I want to make a video, like when I made that, if you guys go on my page, on my YouTube show, and you see anything, the Texas video is probably the main one. I wasn't bashing Texas whatsoever. I wasn't bashing them. I just said that a lot of people are giving them high expectations for the year. There's so many questions, and I think they need another year to truly find out what this Texas team's about. That's all I said. But the Texas fans, this is what I said. Texas sucks. They're terrible. They're going to have the worst offense in the Big 12. Kansas is probably going to stay with them and play them a tough game. And, you know, Texas is probably going to go 6-6 at best. That's what they heard. Guess what they did? They comment, they share it, the views went up. Which, I mean, yeah, I like the views, but I'm not going to make a video just to straight up piss you off so you can comment and share, because that's the whole wrong idea. I want you to comment, share for positivity, for saying, hey, I like this guy, hear what he had to say. Or, I didn't necessarily agree with him, but he brought up some interesting points, and here are some of my points. I'm all for it. Bam. When you clicked on this video, did you click because I was white? No, you didn't. Because it was a title. It was what I was talking about. It was what the show was about Les Miles, about what's happening in some of the communities. That's what you clicked on. Boom. You have that initial thought that I didn't click on this video because he was white. Okay, perfect. I don't want you to just because of that. View everybody, not by their race. That simple. Let's move on. Former Cal head coach Jeff Tedford has agreed to join the staff of the UW Huskies. He will be there with Chris Peterson. Now, he won't be permitted to coach any of the players, according to Peterson, but he will be able to take part in meetings with the coaching staff, go over film, and provide ways that have yet to be defined. So kind of just like an assistant, an advisor sort of thing. Now, Tedford, he and Peterson spent 3 seasons together at assistants at Oregon from 1998 to 2000, where Tedford served as the offensive coordinator, and Peterson worked as a receivers coach before he eventually went off to be the offensive coordinator and then head coach at Boise State. So that's a good thing that, you know, they're able to team up. I think it's just kind of an advisor role. It's good. Tedford's a good coach. To straight up just say, hey, you know, you're not really gonna coach these guys, so you know, don't get your head up or anything. Just letting you know it's, yeah, you're not really doing too much. I don't know. It's kind of mean, I think. I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, we also have another thing. So before we go into the Big 12 expansion talk, and I won't stick too much with that, there was something that was important right before the Big 12 expansion talk and the media days happened. University of Houston Athletic Director Hunter Yurchek met last month with Pac-12 Commissioner Larry Scott while on a trip to the West Coast as the school tries to attract interest from Power 5 conferences. right? Okay. You kind of you're seeing the title, you're seeing the stuff. Pac-12 spokesman confirmed Monday that Scott met with Yurchek at the athletic director's request. Now, Houston spokesman David Bassley said Yurchek used the meeting to discuss myriad of topics related to the future of college athletics. So he was like, nah, of course we're not talking about joining the Pac-12. No. We're just talking about college football, the future of it, what's going to happen. But yeah, we're trying to test the waters. I think it'd be interesting, Houston to Pac-12. I mean, it's completely East, but hey, that'd be kind of fun, seeing the high-powered offense of Houston going against Oregon, USC, UCLA, Stanford. Be some really, really good games. And you never know. Now, the Pac-12, they've given no indication that they even look to expand to past its current 12 members right now. And they're really in a good spot where they're at. All the teams are pretty much performing well. Washington State's up there now. Now, Oregon State, Colorado, maybe they'll get better at some other sports, but they're there as well. Now, Houston, of course, is a member of the AAC, and, of course, has been trying to get into the Big 12 or really any other conference that's wanting to take them. Now, and I bet they wish they were where they're at right now a few years ago, because maybe the SEC would have looked at Houston. I mean, Houston's got a really good baseball program, so does the SEC. The football program fits out. If it was where it's at right now, back then, before A&M went in, they could say, well, they're pretty good. Houston is the fourth biggest school in the state of Texas. A&M is second or first. And them and Texas keep going back and forth. But there's College Station media market, and then there's the Houston media market. They're not the same. Very much not the same. Maybe attracts a little bit more. Now, I'm not going to start the argument of Houston, A&M. It's over. A&M went to the SEC, but I'm just saying that would have been interesting had that came along. So now, of course, the Big 12 has said, all right, we'll look at expanding. Houston, could they go to the Pac-12? I think it would be fun. I think it would be exciting to see Houston in the Pac-12. Of course, Pac-12 would have to add another team, which honestly I don't think would be hard for them to find. Maybe Colorado State, since they're looking to probably go to the Big 12. Could just be like, well, give Colorado a partner. There you go, because they don't really need anybody else once you just add Houston. Or they could look to go a little bit more central. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it'd be cool. Maybe they add like Houston and SMU, get two Texas teams, Dallas and the Houston market. Pow. I mean, SMU kind of sucks right now at everything. But, again, you're thinking about the future, but it'd be kind of cool. So, just want to get you guys' opinion. Houston to the Pac-12, yay or nay? Would you like it? Would you not like it? And that's about it. I kind of like ending those videos. It's just kind of awkward when I'm ending it because I still got the show, but whatever. All right, so let us move on. New athletic director Mark Rhodes vowed Monday during his introductory news conference to repair the culture of the Bears football program. First off, I like to say, what in God's name was he doing to say, I want to leave the University of Missouri to Baylor? I mean, unless they're literally paying you double, I have no reason to ever leave Missouri for Baylor, especially right now. And I'm not saying this as a TCU fan. I'm being serious. Why would you want to leave? Now, Missouri's not the greatest place to live, and neither is Waco. Definitely not Waco. But at this time right now, when you're thinking about job security, this could be a huge fall and fail for Mark Rhodes. He comes to Baylor. He's obviously going to have to get a new coaching staff because everybody and their mama's about to leave Baylor, the coaching staff. You know, little baby Bryles is not staying at Baylor this year. After this year, he's out unless they were to offer him the head coaching job. But then you would just, whoo, man, that would be fun as a media. That would be absolutely fun to see baby Bryles take over after they just fired his father. It won't happen. But, Baylor's been stupid enough to do other things, so you can never count out anything for Baylor. Now, Rhodes, I mean, he can go under fire here. He takes over, and if he hires the wrong coach, maybe someone that's not in the spread. I know everybody's saying, oh, Tom Herman, he's going to leave Houston for Baylor. It's not happening. I guarantee he will not leave Houston for Baylor. I will bet money on it. I will bet a good portion of money, if I had a good portion of money, for it, because it's just not happening. He's not. That would be so stupid, and Tom Herman is not stupid. So, who are you going to go get? Who is going to want to come to Baylor? No disrespect. I'm just serious. I'm asking a question because Jarrett Stidham's gone. Seth Russell, he's a senior, so this is his last go-around. And recruiting has fallen off. You lost half of your recruiting class of 2016 in a short time period. They didn't even step on – majority of them didn't even step on campus. So, I don't know. I mean, he could take a major – if he hires the wrong coach, because Jim Grove, I do not believe he will be there next year. Unless they were to win 10 games somehow this year, and even with that, I think they might be like, you were just here for right now. I don't know who's going to want to take that job, because I think this might have been the fall for Baylor to go all the way back down and be back to the basement Baylor that we all know and love. But yeah, so Baby Bryles, he's going to be out, and he's going to be a hot hand. Everyone that is those smaller schools and mid-sized schools are going to want him. And there might even be a big-time school, but I doubt it. I doubt a big-time school is going to want to go after what is Baby Bryles' first name anyways? I just call him Baby Bryles. I don't think a big school would take a chance on him. Just because maybe Texas. Texas would be the only stupid enough university to go ahead and just say, yeah, we'll take you as our head coach. But other than that, I don't think there's really any big school that's going to want to take a chance on any of these Baylor assistants. Maybe some of the smaller ones, but you got other schools that would make an opening real quick. UCF, USF, some of those AAC members, and Sun Belt. I was going to say Mac. Those guys might go after him, but Mark Rhodes, very, very questionable move for taking a chance on guys, taking on a chance on Baylor overall, because that is good luck. So, of course, we know that the Big 12 Conference announced Tuesday that it has authorized Commissioner Bob Bowsley to begin exploring expansion candidates. AKA, the expansion is going to happen. People, there are still those doubters, and maybe they're just trying to get those clickbaits, if I could talk. That are saying it's not going to happen. Big 12 will expand, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to happen. No more, whatever. It's going to happen. I'm just going to say that. Whether the 2 to 4 members, I don't know about 4. That is a stretch. I don't know. I think just 2 is going to be okay. I think they're going to be okay with just 2 of them. Now, the Big 12 board members met in Irving to deliberate on the merits of expansion, hearing presentations from 2 paid consultants on the issue. Now, Bowsley is expected to begin, and probably already did and has been contacted schools to gauge their interest in the Big 12 in the coming days. Quote, this is what Oklahoma's president and board chairman David Bourne said, quote, it's a forward step, a positive step. Not a decision, not yet a decision, but it shows momentum on the board to consider expansion as a possibility. It's going to happen, Bourne. Just don't worry about it. It's going to happen. Now, Bourne also said the expansion by both 2 or 4 schools will be on the table moving forward, and this is how soon it could get done. Bowsley told ESPN that it's conceivable the conference would be ready to vote on specific expansion candidates before the board's regularly scheduled meeting in October. This could be speeded up pretty quick. Obviously, the main schools that have all been behind the scenes and has been talked about are from the AAC: Cincinnati, Connecticut, Memphis, Houston, Central Florida, and BYU as a football independent. They all want to jump. Colorado State's also jumped out, as we talked about earlier, to the Big 12 leaders. and that one they probably have the least chance, but it would be interesting. That stuff is necessary. So they said that, what they're looking for is attendance, obviously competitiveness, but you look at some of these schools and it's like, not very too much. The problem, everyone wants to throw in Houston, right? It looks like BYU is going to be the shoe-in, because now they're not. The only worry they had was with a little bit with their TV deal, but now with Longhorn Network having theirs, they're going to be like, all right, you want to have yours? Fine, we're going to add another team that has theirs, and there you go. You're going to be on it, and you're not getting any money, just like you do with everybody else. So BYU, and the other thing was the scheduling and not playing on Sundays for other sports. Obviously, college football doesn't play on Sundays, but other sports play on Sundays. And they're willing to work around it. So everything else that BYU has, they currently fit that module right now. So BYU's in to the Big 12. They're shooing. Now it's finding someone else. And everyone wants to bring up Houston, and rightfully so, because of what they're doing right now. And I'm not saying that they won't have success later on. Obviously, I believe Tom Herman's going to stay at Houston until a big-time job. And when I say big-time, I'm not talking about Texas, because Texas isn't big-time right now, and he's not leaving Houston for Texas. I'm putting it out there right now. It's not happening. I'm talking USC. I would say Miami right now. Maybe Florida State. A lot of these jobs that won't come up, but I'm talking about those big-time jobs. He's not going to leave. I don't see it. I don't see him leaving. People misunderstand Houston. The problem that Houston faces right now is that while they want to get into a big conference like the Big 12, all the Texas schools, and probably even Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, they don't want Houston to be on the same level as them. Right now, you've got Houston at a very prominent level right now with the success of the football team that they're having, right? So they're already up there. They're getting recruits, right? And I'm not saying that it stops them from getting recruits, but when a Big 12 school says, this is who we face every week, and this is what the exposure you're going to get compared to Houston, it starts leveling. It doesn't level out anymore, if that makes sense to you guys. So that's the problem. If it was the Pac-12 that was wanting to expand, and the SEC, I doubt the Big Ten would want to go Texas, but I'm just saying, if it was one of those Power 5 conferences that wanted to expand like that, Houston would be a shoo-in as well. They would jump right in because there isn't a majority of the teams that are willing to vote no. There are a lot of teams, 4 teams in particular in the state of Texas, that will vote no for Houston joining in because they don't want them on the same level. It's not about competition each week. It's just there's that recruiting edge. It's a money edge. They don't want them on the same level. So Houston, it's going to be tough. And I'm not crossing them out right now. But the odds are not really in their favor. Cincinnati, it looks like they're also the shoo-in. So if you're going by just twos, it'll be Cincinnati and BYU. Cincinnati, they need to go East Coast. They have to. They cannot go, obviously BYU is the only West Coast, but they could not go BYU, Colorado State. That would absolutely kill West Virginia because they got to keep the costs down. They're trying to keep every cost down because they're not going to make as much money with these schools. So trying to get West Virginia for all sports, again, we're not just talking about college football, all sports, to get them to go travel all the way to Colorado State. BYU, obviously they would split divisions, but it'd just be a pain. So why not make it even? Add BYU. Get the West Coast. You got Iowa State. You got Texas teams that are out in the West, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Kansas. They all go quick trip BYU to Utah, right? You go East Coast, get a partner for West Virginia. West Virginia's done a pretty good amount successfully for all sports to the Big 12. Reward them, get them Cincinnati. Cincinnati and West Virginia is not really a rivalry as West Virginia-Pittsburgh is, but it would be something special. And Cincinnati, they stretched the mark on competitiveness, but they have been to bowl games about the, past 6-7 years. Basketball, very solid program, and you bring them up with the Big 12. Recruiting might pick up, as well as money will pick up for them. Baseball, I don't know if they have a softball team. Women's basketball, they were pretty good a few years ago. I haven't checked on them now, but there you go. You add something. I know UConn is they are the one you want to add because of the money and the exposure and the market. Competitiveness, not there. Women's basketball would be fun for the Big 12. Men's basketball, definitely fun in the Big 12 with UConn. Football, not so much. Not so much. And you would have to split some of the Texas teams, and most likely TCU and Baylor being probably the Western Texas teams. Or if you put TCU in Texas or Baylor in Texas, them flying out to UConn, it's not going to be that fun for any of the sports. And UConn flying all the way down, not going to be that fun. Cincinnati, BYU, those are my two picks. If they go for it's Cincinnati, BYU, Houston, UConn. I think those would be. I think if it goes 4, Houston will get in. There's no way they can go 4 and ignore Houston, even with the votes. They would have to say, "Look, we're going 4. We have to get them in." Central Florida and then South Florida, it'd be fun for them. For the Big 12, they're kind of in the same boat as UConn, where you get that Florida market, but Central Florida and South Florida not competitive at all in any sports whatsoever. I know a few years ago Central Florida was, but not so much. So what do you do? Memphis, I guarantee you, had Justin Fuentes stayed at Memphis, Memphis would have been the team except for Cincinnati. I think you replace those. And I think Memphis would be a shoo-in because their basketball program's there for both sports, for both men's and women's. And then baseball, I don't know. Football, Justin Fuente, what he's done, and what he would have continued at Memphis, would have been a shoo-in with that market. FedEx as a sponsor, what no one else can do out of those, and the money that FedEx could bring in, Memphis would have been an absolute shoo-in right now. But it's too much question mark. So that's mine. Who are yours? If it's just 2, who are your 2 members and why? Don't just say, "Oh, Houston, because I'm a fan and you suck." No. Tell me why. I mean, you can still put it. I can't stop you, but be reasonable. Why Houston? And how would Houston and the Big 12, the people that are in favor for Houston to join, how do they convince Texas, TCU, Baylor, Texas Tech to come in there and be equals with them? That's a tough one. And then if it's going to go 4, who are those? And how do you split them up? East, West? Do you call it something brand new? I saw someone say it was going to be East, West divisions, and then they just dropped the Big 12 name completely, and they go by a new conference name. They didn't put one. They didn't say what it would be called, but that'd be interesting to see as well. Let me know in the comment section down below, and those are mine. It's going to be exciting to see how it all unfolds. All right. And I don't think we've taken a quick break yet, so let's go ahead and take a break. You guys support the show on Patreon and, again, TeeSpring. You only have a few hours remaining, so go and buy a shirt on TeeSpring right now. What's up? I've got some amazing news. You can now buy the Short Sports Show apparel on TeeSpring. That's right. I have 2 different designs up already, and they're amazing, and I love them, and I know you guys will love them too. Hurry now, as these shirts are only up for a certain number of days and then they're gone. My goal is to sell at least 50 of each design, and the more they sell, the longer they're available. So help me make that happen. TeeSpring is a platform that makes it easy for anyone to create and sell high-quality products that people love with no cost or risk. So go to www.teespring.com/stores/theshortsportshow today, and after you make your purchase, tweet the show for a chance to be on the following week's show with me. Now, back to the show. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the show, but I want to say first off, thank you for all of your support. Without you, I'd just be some guy talking to a microphone. And I got some amazing news. I recently joined Patreon. And in case you're wondering, Patreon is an amazing way for you to earn some sweet rewards by supporting the Short Sports Show. I promise you, you will love the perks, and your support will help build this show. Go to www.patreon.com/theshortsportshow and view the amazing rewards you would get directly from me to you by donating to the show. The link is in the description, so when you have some time, check it out. And again, thank you for listening and supporting the Short Sports Show. Now back to me rambling on about something. The NFL is finalizing plans to insert a custom-made data chip into the game balls used in the 2016 preseason and Thursday night regular season games, a league source said on Sunday night. The data would be used for research that would spark significant changes in officiating, kicking, and other areas as soon as the 2017 season. Now, the Toronto Sun reported earlier Sunday that the league would use chips in K-balls, kicking balls, to help determine the potential impact of narrowing the goalpost in some time in the future, possibly 2017. The data will tell the league how close each kick comes to the uprights and thus help project how many additional kicks would be missed if the uprights were closer together. I think eventually we're going to get basically to where the AFL is, the Arena Football League, where it's just like that. And they got to make it in that. But then it's going to suck when you're in the 30, 40 yarders. Man, that's going to suck. The NFL will added a level of difficulty to extra points last season, pushing them back to the 33-yard line. And then 33-yard kick, I should say. And saw a modest reduction in conversion rates. Yet field goals continue to hover at historic levels. In 2015, the NFL place kickers made 84.5% of field goal attempts, the second best rate in NFL league history. So what do you do? I think it's pretty cool. Now, of course, here come the jokes. Are they going to be able to and it actually, the joke became a serious question that ended up being a serious answer. Would these data chips be able to tell the PSI level in the football? And, of course, that means to the Deflategate, could these data chips tell if the ball is deflated? The question was seriously asked because there was memes and jokes, and then it was seriously asked. And then the NFL spokesman said, no, it will not. It cannot test the PSI. But never went on to say, maybe that's something we'll add. Maybe, whatever. Conspiracy. I don't know. I don't know what else you say to it. I think it should be able to. But I thought it was an interesting little neat story. Data chips into footballs. Technology, folks. So the Baltimore Ravens, they have been pretty crazy. Now, if you're a Ravens fan, you already know this. If you're not a Ravens fan, check this out. Probably good you're not, because you'd probably be upset. Baltimore has spent $132.5 million in guaranteed money since the Super Bowl. That ranks as the fourth most in NFL. Yep. Obviously, they paid Justin Tucker, the highest paid kicker now in the NFL. And it all began with signing Joe Flacco to a 3-year extension that included then an NFL record of $40 million signing bonus, a total of $44 million guaranteed. Then they signed, obviously, their left tackle and number 6 overall pick, Ronnie Stanley, $20 million guaranteed. Safety Eric Weddle, $13 million guaranteed. Wide receiver Mike Wallace, $4.5 million guaranteed. I had no idea he even signed with the team. Did we not talk about it? I don't remember that. On Friday, the Ravens gave $10.8 million guaranteed to Justin Tucker. Yeah. In total, Baltimore spent $103 million guaranteed on 8 players, and Flacco, Stanley, Weddle, Tucker, and cornerback Sharice Wright with $4.76 million. Wallace, linebacker Camille Correa, $3 million, and tight end Benjamin Watson, another $3 million. That's a big difference from last offseason when the Ravens spent just around $50 million in guaranteed. And majority of that was the cornerback Jamie Smith, who received $21 million on a 4-year extension. Yeah. Ravens, what are you doing? What are you doing? What else do we want to talk about? Of course, Tom Brady is not going to appeal his 4-game Deflategate suspension. Deflategate is over with. I'm so excited. I told you the next time we talk about it is when it was over with, and it's officially over with. Thank God. That was so annoying to talk about. I'm so sick of not Tom Brady, but the Deflategate thing. It went way too far, way too long. It's way too annoying. Good news and great things. The former Detroit Lions running back Jahvid is said to become the first former NFL player to participate in the Summer Olympic Games after being approved to represent St. Lucia in the track and field next month in Rio. Excuse me. He'll run the 100 meters, and he said, quote, "This is a huge accomplishment for me, but at the same time, this is just the beginning. I've only been in the sport for 2 years professionally and plan on being around for a long time," end quote. According to NBCSports.com, Best will become the first former NFL player to compete in the Summer Games. Now, of course, people get confused. Marquise Goodwin, he competed in for the U.S. in the 2012 Olympic long jump, but that was before he started his career as wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. That's back when he was at UT, so it doesn't count. And Goodwin also did not qualify for the Olympic squad for Rio a couple weeks back. But Jahvid, he was a very electric running back, and his career was sadly shortened after multiple concussions. I mean, it was crazy. Like, the main was when he flipped and landed straight on his head and just was out. He was in the end zone and just got knocked out. He was a first-round draft pick in 2010 out of the University of California, but only played 2 years. He did return back to Cal to finish his degree and serve as a graduate transfer for the Golden Bears last season. So he's been into coaching, and he's been into this now. I wish, obviously, the complete best to him, because it was sad how his career ended. But now he's doing something that he loves, something that's great. And at least he didn't get down in the gutters and just say, well, it was taken from me, made all these excuses. No, he did something with it. That should be something that should be pointed out to a lot of people, that this guy did something when it seemed like everything that he loved was taken from him. He continued to push forward, and look where he's at right now. And the best is yet to come. This guy's still young. So really good news for Jahvid, and best of luck to him. The Denver Broncos, of course, they signed outside linebacker Von Miller to a 6-year deal through 2021. We won't talk about this because this is getting not old, but you guys have already heard it, but I just want to make sure we talk about it on the show. The deal is $114.5 million and includes $70 million guaranteed. There you go, Von Miller. $23 million signing bonus and a $42 million guaranteed at signing. $61 million guaranteed after the first year and $70 million guaranteed after the second year of the deal. There you go, you greedy bastard. It's absolutely ridiculous how much you just really want. I mean, I get it. You have a future, but that's enough money. You had the first contract they offered you had enough money to support you and your family, and if you wanted to have 4 or 5 kids, all go to college just like that. It's ridiculous. The New York Jets somehow signed veteran defensive lineman Muhammad Wilkerson to a long-term deal at Friday's deadline. They barely got it off, just barely. It is a 5-year deal worth, I believe, what did it say here? $86 million, all for him. $36.75 million is guaranteed at signing and included a $15 million signing bonus. He will now average the deal at $17.2 million and is the highest in team's history. His $36.75 million guarantee is only second to Darrelle Revis with $39. We move on to Ray Rice, and he still hopes to return to the NFL, though he says time is running out and his window is closing. Now, Rice has not played in the league since he's been suspended at the start of the 2014 season for domestic violence. And he told NewJersey.com that on Thursday he knows he might not get another opportunity. Quote, "I don't want to ever say I'm giving up because that's never going to be me. I'm happy, I'm in the best shape of my life, and I know if it doesn't happen this year, it's probably something I'll have to deal with. But you know what? It's not the end of my life. I know that window of playing is closing, but if my window closes, I'm going to make sure I open up 1,000 more opportunities for kids to give them an opportunity to pick up where I left off. That's where I'm at. I've got 3 Pro Bowls and a Super Bowl. There's a lot of people that can't go out there and do what I did, but I don't want it to end that way. It's safe to say," end quote. Of course, he was suspended indefinitely by the NFL in September of 2014 and was released by the Baltimore Ravens when a video surfaced of him punching then his fiancée in an elevator. His suspension was later overturned by a neutral arbitrator, but he hasn't signed with another team. In the 6 years he's played for Baltimore, he ran for 6,180 yards and 37 touchdowns. He's 29 years old, and he last played on August 16th, 2014 in a preseason game. So, I think he's learned his lesson. He better by now, but I think he's learned his lesson. It's the fact is, being 2 years out the game now, and as a running back, a physical position, yes, he says he's the best shape in his life, and that's the correct answer. That's what he's supposed to and has to say. He can't say, give me another week or two or another month, and I'll be football shape. You're definitely not going to get signed. He has to say he's in the best shape of his life, whether it's true or not. And I hope it is true. And I hope he can somehow get an opportunity one more time, at least another workout. At least another workout with any team. I don't care if it's the Browns or the Patriots. Just one more chance. Because he was a great runner, and I think now he's, again, like I said, he better have learned his lesson by now. But I think now he has learned. But if he doesn't, maybe that's the best thing for him. Because he knows, and now he can truly preach to all the young kids, whether they've had domestic violence issues or not before. He can truly preach how one stupid mistake can take away your entire career. Like that. And maybe that's the story he's supposed to have. Maybe that is what his now purpose is, to teach these kids so they don't make that same mistake. So they truly understand that, yeah, I made a mistake. I was out the game for 2 years, but, I got another chance. There's always second chances. And I hope they believe there's still second chances, but know that it doesn't always happen. And maybe that is his message, his story to all these young kids across the country. And he can travel and say, look, and maybe he partners up with the NFL. Maybe the NFL gives him a position and says, or the Players Association gives him a position and says, this is what we need to preach. Because it's happening everywhere across the country, in high school, college, and in the pros right now. Be our guy who says, this is what could happen. If you make that same stupid mistake, you're out. It's gone. Opportunity is gone just like that. And now, and again, reinforce his positioning to say, this is now what I'm supposed to do now. It's my message. And take pride in it, that I am helping change young lives. And I'm glad he said that. That he's going to open up 1,000 more opportunities for kids and give them an opportunity to pick up where he left off. But where he left off, make sure it's not, bad stuff. It's the good stuff. So I hope, again, Ray Rice gets another chance. If not, I hope the NFL or the Players Association can partner with him and give him a position and say, this is what we need to do. Because he could be the face of it and truly make a change. I truly do believe that. We'll just have to see. Now, Johnny Manziel, he is pledging to salvage something positive from his turbulent NFL career, telling his fans and followers on social media to mark his words that he will, quote, be back, end quote. The Heisman Trophy winner and former Texas A&M star quarterback who rose and fell from stardom after his off-the-field partying, he tweeted Monday to ask all Aggie fans for forgiveness and express his love and devotion to the school. Now, only 23 years old, Manziel was replying after being tagged in a tweet by A&M blog featuring a video of one of his touchdowns against UTEP back in 2013. Manziel also posted a message on Instagram later Monday assuring fans that his playing career isn't over yet and he will come back. Quote, you all write about a day in my life and what goes on. Here it is. No secrets. No hiding. I'm not what you read about. I'll be back in time. It can't end like this. It won't. I love you even though your comments suck. End quote. Let's see. The problem I have, again, I was a huge Johnny Manziel fan, right? I was a Johnny fanboy. The problem is, and I kept believing him with the Browns. I believed he could be the guy. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. And will it happen? Obviously not with the Browns, You can't go and say that a week before a month starts, and this is what he said. He said that in July 1st, I will be sober, and I will be sober for the rest of my life. He's going to be sober. That's what he said. Just last week, he was videotaped in the club. He was playing Pokemon Go, which Team Instinct all the way, people. I'm better watch out now. I know I'm wearing blue, but bolts, baby. I'm all bolts. Problem is, and you can't, and I'm not saying you can't be sober and go to a club, but for him, he can't do that. He can't do it. I'm sorry. I know it's unfair. It's unfair, but he cannot be the guy who has had all these issues with drinking, with drugs, with partying, everything from when he was in college to now, and probably when he was in high school in Kerrville. He cannot be the guy who is sober and in the club. He can't be it. It can't happen. He can't be that guy. Other people, normal people, sure. Him, no. Not when you have that background, not when you have that story on you right now. Cannot happen. He did anyway. So it questions how true his commitment is. Do we know? NFL teams are looking at it. And I don't even know if NFL teams in management are even looking at this guy anymore. I mean, it's hard to when you hold out hope for him, but he's got a problem. His own father said he's a druggie and he's got a problem. If he truly is committed to this game, there is no partying. There is no clubbing. There's no after parties. There's not, if he's invited to a wedding, sorry, I can't go. You know why? I'm in rehab and I'm working out. I'm watching film. If he's that committed about coming back to the NFL, you have to be elite to be in the NFL, right? You have to do elite training. That means missing out on gatherings. That means missing out social events. That means doing what he has to do plus some. It's that simple. He's so far behind right now that he's got to do plus some just to even get a chance. And it's very questionable whether he's going to get a chance. In an email to the Washington Post that was included as a part of the large profile on the quarterback published this past weekend, you guys go check it out. Manziel told the newspaper, quote, "I'm actually doing well. I have good friends around me supporting what I do and try to support them in what they want to do. I'm not saying I'm never drinking again." He did say he was going sober. "But for now, just mostly being healthy. I've got a killer gym in my house, and I can spend time working out. I'm interested in doing a lot of different things in my life, including football. But right now, I'm just exploring options and waiting to see what the future holds." End quote. That's the problem. You're waiting. And you don't know what you want to do. I want to do a lot of things. I want to be a sports talk host. I want to be a coach. I want to be in management. I got film movie ideas, right? I got them written down or typed up, whatever. I want to be able to, just my dad and I, go out and do landscaping photography across the country, across the world. There are a lot of things I wanted to do. Guess what? Every single day I am doing something to help push that idea. I'm doing my show. I get my show ready every morning, every single day. I'm in sports management classes. I'm reading. I got right here. I know I didn't clean up my mess here. Kindle. I got about, ones I've actually bought. I've got about 6 books that I bought. And I have some downloaded that I'm going to read later. Sports psychology, management, business, all types of things. Right? I'm reading every single day. Photography. I'm doing photography with my dad and I. When we have a chance, when we can go out, we do photography. And I love it. And sadly, here in Central Texas, not a lot you can do landscaping-wise. But when we're able to go out to different places, we take advantage of it. And we go out photography. Film, whenever an idea pops up, I write. If I feel like I need to go back, I start typing some more. I'm always trying to do something. I've got this free time. I'm making it worthwhile. Coaching, I'm watching film on my high school every single day, both offense and defense, because I still don't know where I'm going to be at right now. I'm hoping offense, but if they put me in defense, I got to be ready. I'm going out to these Texas High School Coaches Association when I can. I'm doing stuff to get better. Manziel, waiting to see what the future holds. not doing anything. He's got a killer gym in his house. I wish I had my apartment gym sucks. It's all broken right now. And not excuses. I could be doing some workouts here, and I probably should, because I'm not strong. I'm not strong. I'm skinny. If he got that, he needs to be working out every single day. Get a personal trainer. He's honestly has to drop all his friends. None of his friends are friends. There's no way. If he had a true friend, it's probably not the friends he's describing, because the friends are probably telling him, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this, you're doing stupid things. He's probably pushed them off to a side already. He's pushed the wrong ones away. I hope Manziel can get it together. His NFL chance is not the same as mine, because I have no chance at the NFL playing, but his is not that much better. Not that much better because of what he's done. And the longer it takes, the more everyone, all the management, the scouting, the personnel department, the coaches, they're all going to say, all right, there's Manziel. We know what he's done. We've seen him. He did improve last season. From his rookie year to last season, he definitely improved. You cannot argue that. He definitely improved. That offensive line for the Browns is terrible, and Coach Pettin, absolutely the worst coach. But he did improve. But then the longer it takes for him to get back in the game, you start looking at, all right, what are the other options out there in free agency and also in the draft? Could we go after someone who doesn't have these problems and maybe has the same potential, if not better, has the ceiling? That's where Manziel's falling. And that's where it looks like it's going. Hopefully Manziel gets a shot. Do you think Manziel gets another shot? Do you think he's actually taking it seriously? Or do you think he's just doing Manziel things? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap up the show here. We only got a couple more news. Not a whole lot of NFL news to talk about. The Giants announced Tuesday that Tom Coughlin and former defensive end Justin Tuck, and longtime general manager Ernie Accorsi will be inducted to the team's Ring of Honor during the halftime ceremony during the team's November 7th or 14th. Oh, geez, I'm botching this whole thing. Monday Night Football game against the Bengals in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Obviously, we know about Coughlin. That's a good thing that they were able to, even though that press conference was something else. Justin Tuck, I swear to God, I thought it was Justin Tucker. I think I've been always saying Justin Tucker this whole time, and it's Justin Tuck. He announced his retirement earlier this offseason after 2 years with the Oakland Raiders, but he played for the Giants from 2005 to 2013 and had a total of 66 sacks if you include the postseason. And of course, he will be the second Giants team in the Ring of Honor, joining his predecessor. And he was there from 1998 to 2006. He also presided over the decision to draft Eli Manning in 2014, which, I don't want to really talk about that. Arian Foster, he signed his one-year deal with the Miami Dolphins, saying he's starting a new chapter in his life. The deal is worth $1.5 million and includes incentives that could bring up the total value to a maximum of $3.5 million. Good luck to him. But the backfield, they got Lamar Miller. They have Jay Ajayi, if he can be any good. I was hoping he could be the next Dougie B. He's a big, powerful guy. And Kenyon Drake, he's going to be that out of the backfield catcher. Could he be something more? Be interesting to see. But yeah, so Arian Foster, I'm not a fan of him anyways. I don't hate anyone, but I seriously dislike Arian Foster. I just don't like the guy. NBA news, we didn't have too much here, other than DeMarcus Cousins. He said he did not understand the Sacramento Kings' decision in the NBA draft, but emphasized that he plans to, quote, control what I can control. Now, Cousins, he was speaking to a reporter Monday after Team USA practice in Las Vegas, and he was asked about the Kings' moves in the draft last month when they traded the number 8 overall pick for the Suns package that included 13th and 28th picks. Sacramento then selected Greek center Georgios Papagiannis, I hope I said that right, at number 13, and former Kentucky big man Skal Libassari at number 28. These guys, I don't know if I'll ever say their name again, but come on now, this is stuff, right? Practice this morning, and I still couldn't get it at all. I didn't get it earlier, and I didn't get it now. But anyways, Cousins said, quote, I can't control the draft decisions. I can control what I can control. I don't really understand it, but I'll do my job. Now, shortly after the Kings drafted those two players, Cousins tweeted what many perceive to be a critical reaction to the pick, quote, Lord, give me the strength. Cousins later denied that the tweet was about the Kings draft, telling ESPN that he was referring to a yoga class. Really? You are a big baby. Now, who knows about that and some of the decisions? And it is questionable because they have 6'11" Cousins, and then they have a 7'1" Papagiannis and a 6'1" Labarasi. And last year they used a first-round draft pick on 7-foot forward Willie Cauley-Stein and signed 7-foot center Costa Koufos. I hope I said that right too. A 4-year, $33 million deal. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big men. Where are the guards? Eesh. Didn't think that one all the way through, huh? And Cousins, and he's honestly, he's right to give some criticism. And I know a lot of media gives him a hard time, and rightfully so sometimes because he can throw too much temper tantrums. But last year, he averaged career-high 26.9 points and 11.5 rebounds per game. Best player on that team. He has a right to say something. And probably should be in somewhat a little bit of the process of saying, hey, what are we doing here? We need to be drafting some guards, some shooters around here. We got too many big men. Let me do my thing. We got him and Cauley-Stein should already be the two big men enough. And these other two picks should have just been guards and shooters. We'll just have to see. LeBron James has informed the Cleveland Cavaliers that he will re-sign with the reigning NBA champs this summer, but has no timetable for negotiating or signing a deal. James is one of several members of the Cavs from last season's championship team who remain unsigned, including J.R. Smith and head coach Tyronn Lue. James is currently traveling and spending time with his family, which he should, and he will meet with his agent Rich Paul and go over his contract options at some point, but there's no rush, sources said. Under league rules, James has several contract choices. He could sign up to $27.6 million next season on a one-year deal, as he's done the past 2 summers, or sign a multi-year deal that could make him the league's highest player at $30.9 million for next season. So he's got some options. Now the situation with Tyronn Lue is a little more complex. He remains under contract from a 4-year, $6.5 million deal he signed in 2014 that then made him the highest paid assistant coach in league history. Problem is, when he was promoted to head coach in January, Lue verbally agreed to a 3-year deal but never signed the pack. The sides have been talking about a new deal since June but have yet to come to terms, sources said. Be interesting to see what happens with Tyronn Lue and how they sign out. I wonder if the Cavs just sign an outrageous number or something. It'd be interesting to see. Hopefully we'll have more NBA news to talk about later this week. And I have some big news. The Short Sports Show is going to continue to be the Short Sports Show. But I'm going to be implementing at least 2 more shows. Now, the thing is, they're not going to be shows for Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Sound. We might get into that later. But for right now, we're going to have one show that I can't say anything too much about it. But we have one show that will be released. I'm looking at most likely at the end of this show. And the thing is, it's only going to be on YouTube. It's going to be a YouTube video exclusive for right now, for the first couple months. And it'll start football season. And it'll just be a 4-minute video just talking about football, some funny stuff. It's going to be completely all about the show, but different. It's going to be awesome. Be on the lookout for it on my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed already, over 1,000 people are. You need to be subscribed too. The Short Sports Show. Links are in the description down below. And then also, I don't know if I've talked about this. I've signed a contract with Broadband TV. And with them, I have also been in a partner agreement with the National Basketball Association. Yes, the NBA. So with that, we will be able to do highlights, talking about different matchups, talking about everything you normally see about NBA, but on the Short Sports Show, with full highlights and all the other good stuff with interviews and actual opportunities to go out to multiple NBA basketball games and cover them. That's going to be fun. Obviously, that will start when basketball season comes around. And I know it just ended, but it's exciting. I'm excited for it. Thank you guys for the support because, again, none of this would be possible without you at all. I mean, literally, I always joke around and I say it. I could just be some guy just talking to a microphone for no reason, right? And then no one listening. But you guys have. And you've supported the show. Whether you were able to buy a shirt or not, it's fine, right? I hope you are because they're cool shirts and it'd be cool just to have you guys wear the shirt and have you on the show. But if you can't, it's fine. You're still supporting the show by listening, sharing, tweeting, Instagram, snapping, whatever it might be in social media outlets that you're using. You've shared the show, you've listened to the show, and you've helped others listen to the show, which has helped me. So I want to thank you guys because great things are happening, and I'm truly blessed from you, and it's awesome, and I appreciate it, guys. I truly, 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 truly do, because it's just getting bigger and better, and I absolutely love it. More opportunities are happening, and more content is going to be able to be provided to you, something I've always wanted to do, but just financially wasn't able to. And now it's starting to come together. We still got a long road ahead of us, but I want to thank you guys. I truly do. I love every single one of you. And as always, God first, God bless. And I'll see you guys next week. I'm out. Peace!